Friday is a podcast about dark romance and monster smut. So if you're not down for weird shit, this is not the show for you. Content may include explicit sexual description, explicit language, conversations about human to monster, and monster sexual activities. Masturbation, questionable consent, morally gray ethics, murder out of jealousy, BDSM themes and tropes, fictional pregnancy, violence, emotional gut-wrenching story arcs, and all of the kinks. Oh, and dubious insertion of inanimate objects. We're multicultural, multipolitical, multisexual, multiracial group. We believe in inclusiveness, body positivity, bodily autonomy, and human rights for all. But we also like talking about characters getting railed by monsters and humans alike. Overall, prepare for cackling, tangents, general unhinged commentary. We're probably going to annoy the majority of the general population, but if you don't like it, instead of clutching your pearl necklace, you can just not listen. Okay, thanks, bye!
I'm about to be everyone's fucking problem. I grab a dark green shirt from its hanger, sliding it over my nearly naked body. It's huge, of course, and fits me more like a tunic. I'd kill for a pair of yoga pants, but we're working with what we've got. I grab the half-empty bottle of liquor and shove a silk-like cravat into its narrow neck. I rummage through the first drawer, frantically searching for anything that looks electronic. While trying to find an igniter for the Molotov cocktail, I find my situation so absurd that I nearly chuckle. Will a tiny spark be enough to ignite the gaudy wick? I know it's strong enough stuff to burn, as I'm still fighting off the lingering buzz from earlier. I throw every imaginable size and shape of sexy toys out from the Duke's drawers. I can hear as some of the more fragile ones smash against the wall behind me. Fuck him. I think as I wrench something that looks like a vibrator apart, smashing on the hard island countertop. Eventually, wires spring out as the cover snaps, and the smile that splits my face must be manic as I pull the wires apart. I laugh when I hit the button and watch a tiny spark arc between the frayed metal. It's not a lighter, but it'll do. And that was All I Wanted Was a Glass of Vino, but an alien duke kidnapped me instead, by Petra Palerno. My name is Erin, and I'm reading By Dark Deeds by Miranda Hanfleur.
I'm Sarah One, and I'm reading an arc of Cherished by Amelia Emerson.
I'm Marie, and I'm reading Barbarian's Touch by Ruby Dixon.
I'm Ivy, and I'm reading Ice Planet Barbarian by Ruby Dixon.
I'm Kitty, and I'm reading Truth of Feelings by Pele's Pen.
I'm Sarah too, and I'm reading Barbarian Mine by Ruby Dixon. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 2 of Feral Friday Podcast, Unhinged and Unbothered, a podcast where we talk about smut.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, when you started with, I'm about to be everybody's problem, I knew that that's why you picked it.
Aylin. Aylin.
That was a new use for a vibrator that I would have never thought of.
Let me tell you, this book is filled with vibrators. Holy shit, I finished it a little while ago. This is the third in the series of the Bikini Bubble Babes by Petra Palerno.
Is this the sushi one? Or is that a different?
This is the sushi one, yeah. So I read. It is the sushi one that I read it for a previous episode of. I think it was All I Wanted Was Sushi, but I got abducted by an alien instead.
Yeah.
These books are so funny. I will say you definitely get thrown off by the cover art where it's very like cartoony. I was not expecting this book to be the way it was. It was really, really funny. There is so much angst from the main character Marta towards this Duke. And there's definitely a built-up animosity towards the Duke in the first two books. But I absolutely recommend because the whole book is Marta trying to set things on fire.
Okay.
And we love that.
We do
I
like
love that.
Gotta love a pyro.
Hello, Pyro here, so.
It's relatable.
Aylin is also a pyro. Weird.
It's very.
I know, right?
You know what?
Weird.
I'm gonna stop fighting it. I am a human version of Aelin from Throne of
Aelin
Glass. I'm not
Ashriver
sorry about it.
Gallifinius.
Say my name with your whole chest.
That was all I could remember. She has more names than that, but off the top of my head.
Aelin, Aaron. Oh.
It's close enough. Selena. So not to start angsty, but I am so happy to have a little I told you so, because someone else has an oopsie corner, because they said something for their oopsie corner, and I remember immediately breaking my neck being like, there's no way that person just said that, because I know they're full of shit.
Yeah, they really are full of shit. Who do they
Same
think
reaction.
they are?
Yeah.
Yeah, the oopsie corner.
Let's look at the
was
date. Let's look at the
me.
date.
Oh, I don't know what I was thinking. I was just like, yeah, no, I'm not going to read Ice Planet Barbarian again next year. There's no way. And then literally 2 days later, Robin was like, so we're going to read Ice Planet Barbarian in January? And I was like, yes.
And you were like, sign me up.
Sign me
No
up.
hesitation.
No hesitation. So I have started again. And that is my oopsie corner, that I said I was not going to reread it this year. And that literally lasted less than 2 weeks. And here we are. So it's fine.
Less than 1
fine.
week,
It's
my
really. 'Cause
favorite.
you started it like a couple days ago, didn't you?
Huh?
Didn't you start it a couple days ago? So it's even less than 1 week.
Well, the
Still less than a
episode
week.
came out on Friday, but we recorded the episode a couple weeks ago. So for everyone else, it's only been like 2 days. But for me, it's been like
I like the way you spun that. Yeah.
It's fine. We'll
fine,
pretend.
It's
It's not like I'm not rereading it with
I
you,
know.
because I got into we're gonna I think we had mentioned it at the end of our 2 episodes ago. We're now into season 2. We've got some awesome people that we're going to be bringing on to the podcast. We're going to be doing a couple of specials with authors and other book enthusiasts. But I ended up rereading Ice Planet Barbarian 2. And we are going to have an Ice Planet Barbarian episode.
Complete
It's very
episode.
important. It's a complete episode. I know we keep touching on it.
It's going to be like 2 hours long.
It's gonna be so good.
Like,
It's be a super episode.
There's no way I know we keep mentioning it. I just need to very much express this is our above all
Mhm.
end all. Like, we will cover Ice Planet Barbarians.
Yeah, there's like 90 books.
There's
to
only
go on.
83.
Yeah.
So much.
83.
Only
Ivy.
83.
83. Okay? That includes the novellas.
I'm sorry, but do you know how much we talk? Have you ever listened?
We're very
I'm
quiet. I don't know
saying.
what you're talking about.
Yeah,
We're all
but
introverts.
before
That
we
episode of the podcast is going to be our 5-hour long.
I know it's
special.
going to be like a two-parter.
Maybe that's what
Um,
happens
Yeah.
if we have guests.
Yeah, you never
You never know.
Before we get into Ice Planet Barbarian, today's episode is inspired by, although the season hasn't now passed, we've all put away our Christmas garb. We are having a Festivus inspired episode today. I have, obviously we all talk shit constantly outside of the pod. I put together a list where we're going to air our grievances about shit in books. Not literal feces. We are a no poo poo pee pee podcast.
No.
We don't want that in our
We
books.
don't do that.
No.
I can say across the board. If that's what you like, that's fine. You just won't hear us
SarahJM,
talking about it.
stop
That's not our.
She's the worst.
What?
SJM. She is the worst. I'm sorry, you did not pick that up in ACOTAR? I won't. But it literally will never leave. Yes.
The watery
Yes, the
bowels.
watery bowels.
Yes.
And that happens in other books too.
That's called
Even
Virgo
I picked
tummy.
up on it.
Yeah.
I think I might have
Yeah.
flung
When-
through
yeah.
that
I
part.
am the stupidest person in this podcast, and I still pick up on
You
it.
are not stupid. Oh my
It's
god.
not
I
good.
don't think you're the
It's
dumbest.
multiple times in just ACOTAR, like the first book. Hi.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Aaron's screen.
I don't remember.
It's like, what is going on?
We're so stupid.
Surprise
I
guest!
was like, who is
It's my
this?
spinny wheel.
So confused.
Okay, anyway, sorry. I totally derailed that.
Oh,
Kitty,
But
I love you.
I love you too. I couldn't keep my mouth shut.
Please never change.
there is no poo poo pee pee on this list. I'll let you know there is none of that on the wheel.
Should we
but
add
if
it?
we want,
No.
I can. You know what?
No.
Mm-mm.
Do not.
We've already
No.
aired
No.
our grievance.
Oh,
No.
all right, it's gone. I know we already aired the grievance.
It's fine.
We're gonna do very similar to our book reports. Seeing as there's 6 of us on the pod, and sometimes we get so over exuberant about shit posting about certain things and
What are
getting
you
or
talking
really
about?
excited about something. We're gonna go one at a time with what the wheel chooses for us for what we're gonna scream about. This, like I said, I created this list knowing these are all things that we kind of get pissed off about in different degrees.
And
So who would like to go first?
and everyone will have a timer. So we're gonna have a 2-minute timer to just
Yes, 2 minutes. Yeah.
get it all out, whatever you feel about the topic at hand, whether it be positive or negative.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready.
Oh.
Are you ready? All right. All right. I'll switch it over to the timer screen after the. Oh, here we go.
The wheel has chosen. Oh, whoa.
The wheel is choosing.
The wheel is going really slow.
I know.
can't see it when
It's
it
barely
stops.
moving for me.
Oh, it is pregnancy overall is your topic.
Oh, perfect.
Yes,
Yes.
Ivy. Yes.
All right, let me get the timer up. All right. And on your mark, get set, go.
You know what has never made any relationship better in the history of forever? A baby. You know, sometimes when people are together, and especially when they're just having sex, a baby doesn't make any fucking sense. Because guess what? Some people don't want kids. Some people just want to have fun. Or, for example, when you've got a human and a monster, how is that even biologically possible? I know you can try to explain it. How the fuck's it still gonna work? I don't get it. You've known each other for the equivalent of 2 in-book days, and you think, oh yeah, I want to have a child with this person. Doesn't even work in real life, let alone in books. You know what's going to happen? You guys are going to end up stressed, and you're going to break up, because guess what? As soon as you have the baby and get pregnant, the sex stops. What's your relationship based on? Sex! So guess what? You're screwed. Everything that you thought you were going to have, nope. And fated mates even makes it even worse, because you're like, yeah, you know, I didn't even have a choice in this in the first place, so you know what we're gonna do? Have a kid. And you know what? I don't even need any more time to talk about it. Fucking hate this trope. I think that, especially when it's a surprise at the end, it's like, you know what? The book, if you write a surprise pregnancy or just any pregnancy into your book at all, and if you had a 10 out of 10 book, it immediately drops to a 0 out of 10. I'm sorry, no one wants to read. Nothing ruins sex more than a pooping, crying infant. I'm done.
I don't even need all the time. She keeps going.
Oh my god.
20
One
seconds
more
for
thing.
waiting. That was beautiful.
Ivy, you finished
That
Dead
was
of
the
Time,
best thing
right?
I've ever heard.
Yeah, and you know what? The kids in that kind of made sense, but
I
I
didn't
didn't
either.
like it. Like, I'm sitting here and I'm reading.
The epilogue. I was
It made
like,
sense, but I
we
still
But
didn't
I
need
didn't
it.
like
We
it.
didn't
And
need
they're
it. There were like 500 children.
No, and
Like there were so many children.
keep track of them, especially because, oh my god, they
I
kept
know.
adding them and they kept popping them out. It's like, who
And
belongs to who?
do we care? Do we really need to know this information? Do not get me wrong. I loved The Dead of Time. Like it was my number 2 book last year. But we could have done without the last 2 epilogues. We didn't need all those children. They added nothing to the story. Yeah.
Amazing.
I mean, you brought up like a really good point too. It's the 2 in-book days. That is what you get. Like that is realistic.
Yeah.
Granted, I'll say if it's anything paranormal, not human, fated mates, aliens, Cthulhu,
Right.
whatever.
Fated mates.
It is really a week max, maybe? And then they're knocked up?
Yeah.
And that's not, like, if I wanted to read a book about babies, I would. Shocker.
You would.
I would.
They have a whole
Pregnancy is
section at
very
the
not
bookstore for
sexy.
that.
It was like Twilight when Bella has sex once in her life and she
Dear
gets fucking
God.
pregnant. Get the fuck
Yeah.
out of here.
Twilight.
It's not
I-
okay.
It only
Good.
takes one
I
time.
know Sarah
said
One
my
also
sex ed
has
teacher.
strong feelings about this.
So many strong feelings. So many. I hate it so much.
Oh my god.
I just think that if you're building a relationship, if that's something you want, you know what isn't conducive to that? Having a kid right away.
Like,
Correct.
I love
You
you.
need a
I
strong
need
foundation.
48 hours. Impregnate me.
please,
Please.
please.
That's a red flag.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
For
You-
real.
you'd
It is. It's like I'm gonna control you and trap you.
Yep. Oh, what's that one we read for
I'm so glad I got my favorite one.
Thanksgiving? My pumpkin.
Oh,
It gives me
dear
that
God.
vibe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That one
From
was
pumpkin,
terrible.
where like I'm gonna like,
Mhm.
oh, you're not on pregnancy on birth control. Good. That's what it. That just I know that's
Yeah.
not ideally the whole
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
but that's what
What
I
was
get.
the other one where we read the guy got his vasectomy reversed?
What?
Not
What?
cool.
What?
I forget which one we read. I think it was in the Thanksgiving realm, and they were like, "Yeah, but I
I
got
think
a
it
vasectomy."
was
And they're
too.
like,
Yeah.
I got it reversed.
I
And
must
was
not
like,
have read that one.
What?
Oh, I
Yep.
missed that one.
There was.
I think I
one
think I
didn't
read that
read.
one, and it just didn't make sense. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I do
No.
remember us talking about that because I
It
was
wasn't
really
good.
upset because vasectomy reversals are not guaranteed and they're very expensive. Okay, we did talk about this. I just didn't read that book.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, most men don't want to go through that the first time. They don't like scalpels.
No.
Little
near
on the
their
second.
scrotum. And they're not. They don't
Snip,
really
snap,
want to go
snip,
there
snap,
again.
snip, snap.
Yeah.
Snip, snap, snip, snap.
Yep.
Go cry about it, Todd.
Oh my god.
Full offense to the Todds.
Oh my God.
We mean it. All right, Marie.
Okay.
Are you ready for your spinny wheel?
Give it to me.
Oh. Oh. Okay. You've got bully turned nice guy.
Wait, what?
So
Actually,
I'm thinking like
The
this is
bully
like
turned
someone
nice
had
guy.
a change of heart.
Oh.
Yep, bully turned nice guy, like comes back to town. Someone probably moves back in. Small town romance. That's what we're gonna be going with. And on your mark,
can't stand it.
get set, go.
So with the bully turned nice guy, there is only so much gaslighting that I can take in a book before I'm like, what the fuck is up with this? Seriously. So if he treated you like shit for years, it doesn't take 6 months to have a change of heart. Come on, let's be realistic. Those behaviors don't change that quickly. It just doesn't happen. And like, give yourself a little bit more credit. You deserve better than somebody that treats you like shit just because they're being nice to you now. It's just because they've set the bar so low that now anything that they do makes it seem like they're raising it. It's not accurate.
I 100% agree with you. If your bully is right there and they're not going to change in 6 months, I mean, you were completely right in saying, like, once a gaslighter, always a gaslighter. Girls and non-binary pals, know your worth.
We put up with that shit enough in real life to have to also deal with it in the fantasy that we read. Like,
Yeah.
no thank you.
And sometimes, like, the secondhand embarrassment from, like, the bully is, like, re-triggering my trauma. It's like, okay, fuck off.
Yeah.
Like,
And there's one particular book that I have in mind right now where it's not quite bully turned nice guy, but kind of. And it's that Haunting Adeline. Would that fall into that category? Because that's
That's
like
not
a
even
whole.
bullying. That is straight up abuse.
Zodiac Academy. Yeah, she got that. She got me and Kay onto that, and it is so brutal. I haven't finished that series yet, it gets better and worse. Yeah. The bullying is yeah. So like bully to yeah. Very neurotic.
I feel also
Very.
Colleen Hoover does a lot with that as well.
This is a Colleen Hoover.
I was gonna say
hate
we're not
account.
Colleen Hoover
If
girlies.
Colleen Hoover has 0 haters. If Colleen Hoover has 0 haters, then I'm dead.
It's just
I've never
so
read a single one of her books.
unhealthy, like most of the relationships that are displayed.
Her writing
Maybe they
is
should get
just
pregnant. That'll fix it.
terrible.
There you go.
That'll
Oh,
definitely
she has
fix
that
it.
once in a while.
Yeah.
Bully turned nice guy, I think, can only really work if bully has, on paper, like in the book, received massive amounts of therapy. Like really owned up to their actions.
But
really
bullies
made,
don't
like,
have
a-
therapy.
True. But like, and this is like where it's like improbable and unrealistic, and it probably hasn't happened.
Yeah.
Like that's the only time it works. Is like, bully has received therapy, and truly becomes a nice person because they've actually owned up to their shit. Yeah.
So, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I'm about to, I think, make you and
I still don't buy
Kitty
it.
I know.
upset.
I hold
I know where
grudges.
you're
I'm about to
going.
say, but that's why. That's why sometimes I struggle with Hermione, because like he was such a terrible bully to her like throughout their years in Hogwarts, and like that's canon.
Yeah.
So like one of the reasons I've been enjoying Secrets and Masks is because I mean they fucking hate each other.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
mean
They do.
until it grows into more, I mean they hate each other.
Yeah. Do you
And
count?
I feel like in some
Sorry, go ahead.
oh sorry Sarah, go ahead.
I got excited. Do you count bullying when it's them doing it as teenagers?
Absolutely. I mean teenagers
But and then they
Teenagers
change
may
as
be
adults, 'cause
emotionally
I feel
stupid,
like
but
sometimes like when you're a dumbass 13-year-old and then you
Yeah.
maybe later on in life then you're 30, 40 years old meeting again, like do you deserve a second chance because you've changed as a person?
I think that totally depends on the context of the bullying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Right,
like
how bad was
light
it?
bullying, and then there's
I
like
think it depends.
trauma-inducing,
Yeah.
Right,
poor
yeah.
memory
Yeah.
situation.
Like carrier level
You're on-
bullying.
It's so bad.
I'm literally thinking of the first book of Zodiac Academy. Like all I can think about is I'm gonna spoil it, but there's a scene where Zodiac Academy is about 2 girls who are twins, and obviously everyone the harem, I would say, between the 2 of them. And there is a scene where she gets dumped in water and she can't swim and she gets all of her
See,
hair cut
they're
off.
just
Yeah.
coming back
Oh,
from
that's
that.
too much.
No, that's
Just-
unforgivable.
Yeah. And they're like
That's physical abuse.
they're like the girls
Yeah.
are 19 and the boys are 21, 22. So they're like all adults, and it is
Yeah.
but like that's also like that series is sold as a bully romance. Like the psychological damage that those boys do to those girls is terrifying. But
It's fucked
like
up.
Yeah.
they
Bully romance
Ugh.
shouldn't be a thing.
it was like
Yeah.
that I haven't finished that series because it's not
Yeah, I
finished.
agree.
Like there's one book left, but it is interesting to see like how, not that the authors are great writers, like, but it is interesting to see how they have like put all the pieces together when it all comes like to the end. But it's hard to read. Like you have to know what you're getting into for sure. Not for the faint of heart. Yeah.
I think that's something important for 2024.
Oh, what's important for 2024? Ivy?
Yeah, what's important for 2024?
Well, I was just gonna say a general, parenting kind of thing. I know that some of us are parents in here. You know what's out? Telling your little girls that boys bully them because they like them.
Oh my
Please,
god.
please.
That's
Oh,
so true.
absolutely.
Perpetuating that.
Done with
Please
that.
stop telling
Absolutely.
kids
Yeah.
in general that if somebody hits them, that they like them, because later
Yeah.
on they're gonna be teenagers and they're gonna be young adults and they're gonna think that when somebody grabs them by the hand and leaves a bruise, that is love. So
Mhm.
please,
Yeah.
I agree with Ivy. This
Yeah.
shit needs to be out.
All right, perfect. I'm going to spin the wheel. Who wants to go?
Hit me.
All right.
Mhm.
It is going to be. It's a long spin.
Right? Better be good.
It's going to be hidden identity. People lying about who they
Okay,
are.
I can work with that.
Secret
can work with it.
princes. We've got undercover. It's really just undercover princes and kings, if we're being completely honest.
Somebody feel called out?
And on your mark, get
Okay.
set.
Hidden
Go.
identity. So here's why hidden identity is stupid. One, if I'm supposed to fall in love with you and then find out that you just lied to me about who you are as a person, deal breaker. I mean, sure, you're a king. Great. That's fantastic. You're loaded. Love that for me. However, that's like the whole basis of your foundation is built on a lie. And that is not romantic at all. That is a huge red flag. And then worst case scenario, your hidden identity is like, you're like Aladdin and you're not a prince. You're actually just some poor kid on the street with a monkey. Then that also sucks because now I've fallen in love with some poor kid on the street with a monkey, which I would not be super mad about because monkeys are cool. However, the point remains. The point remains that I thought I was falling in love with a prince, and instead I'm falling in love with somebody who might not have a house. And you know what? Things happen, and I'm sorry, but you need to be honest with me. And that's basically just the same point I'm going to make over and over again with different words. So I'm going to cut it there. But you can't lie to me for the whole first half and then switch it up on me and have me be like, it's cool. I still love you. Not a thing.
Wow.
Finn.
So true.
You know, I agree,
Yeah.
I agree with everything
Yeah,
you said.
me too.
Where's the trust?
And you know what? I feel like if you, if like it's a king, like an actual rich, loaded king, and you lie to me about it, that voids any prenup that you were going to try to get me to sign.
Yes.
Because I didn't know who the fuck
Yep.
you were.
Ooh.
Oh,
That is
yeah.
true.
Yeah.
I like
Agreed.
that. I like that. I think I'm currently reading a book that Marie also read a series, and there is definitely an element where like I'm really irritated with it, but it wasn't just that he's a king or just that he was a prince. It was that there is a prophecy, there is a magical physical fulfillment that hurts. Like you have to go through physical pain to be with this person, like and like probably die because
no.
you need to be the one perfect bitch
Oh
in the
my God.
world. And she has no idea because it has to be true love.
Ew.
And then
Like
after,
No.
I don't
after-
get it.
they're like, "Congrats, you thought you won the lottery."
It's a hard
yeah,
no for
right.
me.
No, thank you. That sounds
Ouch.
terrible. Terrible.
But they were good.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I'm going to die. Okay, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah. Exactly.
Bye. Didn't love you in the first place. I thought you had
I
nice,
mean,
nice
She
cufflinks. That
sticks
was it.
through though.
Love you so much, but I'd rather be alive. Bye.
Bye.
She's stupid.
Aren't we all? When we're in love?
I tell Tony all the time that if he dies before me, I'm gonna kill myself to kick his ass in hell
Oh my god.
for going first.
Ivy.
And take Tony down.
A little dramatic, but we love you for
Operation
it.
Take Tony down.
Not allowed, but thank you. Try again. Okay, who's next?
I'll go.
Okay, Sarah.
Next. I'm ready. I think I'm ready.
All right, here's the spin.
I can actually see it spinning this time. Wow.
Oh lord. Okay.
Ooh. We have surprise
got this.
engagement. All right, let me switch over. Maybe it'll let me
At this point, I don't even know if
actually
we need the timer,
share the
though.
timer this
we've
time.
all been hitting.
I know. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 2 minutes perfectly. All right. Well. on your mark,
Surprise
set, go.
engagements kind of go along with the pregnancy in general or surprise pregnancy. It shouldn't be a surprise. This is something you should be talking about in your relationship. Maybe not from the get-go, but you should definitely be talking about it. So maybe the proposal can be a surprise, but you should not be surprised that you're getting engaged. Because that's a really big decision that you should be making as a couple. So, and you really shouldn't be surprised if other people are getting engaged because you should have seen it coming. Because they should also probably have been talking about it with their loved ones and their friends. And if they weren't telling you about it, either you're not a very good friend or they're in a really bad relationship, and then you should have also seen that coming. So, so that's like a really big thing. I don't like surprise engagements in romances because as a reader, you probably should have seen it coming. As an author, if that's what you use as a plot point, you're not a very good author. I'm not a big fan of it. So gross. Yeah, that's about it.
We are just full of hot takes today.
Can I bring up a point that I feel that surprise engagements are very popular in evangelical kinds of circles and in Christianity, because there is this thing about when you're in a relationship and you're in the evangelical church that you don't talk about anything. The goal is marriage. You don't talk about anything, and that is perfectly healthy. You should not know or ask. It should be I cannot tell you the number of friends I have that were all surprise engagements because they were not allowed to ask or talk about.
Ew.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. It's one thing. My partner asked me what size ring I was. It was a conversation we had more than once, and I asked him to marry me, for real. I asked him in all seriousness 2 or 3 times. And I was like, hey, let's just go today. I also didn't want a wedding, but that's a different side plot. And he also punked me out more than once. But that's our whole issue with our relationship. I don't want to say we don't have issues. We love each other very much. To reassure
Everybody
people.
has issues. It's fine.
But it wasn't a surprise that we were getting married.
It shouldn't be.
Everybody has those days.
It's fine.
Everybody makes mistakes. But it wasn't a surprise that we were getting married. The idea, because I feel like there's something else on this wheel about weddings, wedding fevers and things like that. If it so comes up for me, because I guess I'm last, but it's a joint decision, and it's exactly what Sarah said, especially that in the surprise pregnancy, because that is not just oh, you got a cool piece of jewelry. No, oh, you're making a life commitment. What? I'm so surprised. I never thought you felt like this towards me. Right. What is that shit? I want people to know exactly how I feel about them. I like an upfront main character who's I'm obsessed with you. I don't like that coy, I don't want to be kept guessing. I did that in real life. I don't want to see that in my books.
Yeah. No, exactly. Fiction. I mean, I was surprised when I was proposed to because I didn't see the time and place coming, but we knew from week 2 that we were gonna get married. So but I'm always I've known people who are I can't believe we got engaged. I'm like, what? You didn't have that conversation? Huh?
And how much do they hate their engagement rings?
And I loved my engagement ring because he knew exactly what I wanted, and I didn't even have to tell him what I wanted because he knew my style.
Yeah.
Because we knew each other so much. So
that's I think people are so worried about but then it's not a surprise, or then it's not really romantic or spontaneous, and it's
totally surprised.
Who cares? Yeah.
And he was still totally nervous.
Yeah.
He wasn't nervous I was gonna say no.
Yeah.
He just wanted to make it special. So you can still make it surprising in a romance novel without the engagement itself being surprising.
Unless the person that you're proposing to doesn't like
Yeah, it
surprises.
shouldn't be like maybe like it like the
Yeah.
event is
That
surprising.
could be it.
Some people don't like surprises.
Yeah, I don't like
That's fair.
surprises. I'm sorry. If you're proposing to me, you should know me well enough that a surprise is not going to go over well in public.
Mhm.
You better not be
Mine was a
proposing to me in public.
surprise.
You should be able to get your nails done
Yeah.
if you so want it.
Yeah.
Pick your outfit out. Like, there's a list of things that should
Yeah.
happen the day before,
Yeah.
like, or the week before. Like,
I don't
get
want
a,
a
get a
flash
manicure
mob.
if that's what you like. Get your hair cut.
I don't want a flash mob, but like,
No.
yeah, there was some effort put into it, but
Yeah.
I don't want a fanfare.
Mhm.
I don't want to be embarrassed. I don't want birthday singers.
You don't want to be on a jumbotron
Oh
somewhere.
no. No.
No.
Oh no.
No.
I don't want to kiss cam at a video.
Have you looked up videos of people saying no
No,
on the jumbotron?
I'd say no, just because I want to be out of the situation
Okay,
so fast.
That's a different
Yeah,
side thread.
seriously,
That's
yes, Sarah.
I don't think I could handle the second hand.
I love those
embarrassment.
videos. Oh my god, I live for those videos. People saying no in public engagements. It's my not guiltiest pleasure. I will watch
That's
compilations of
hilarious.
those.
Feeling down, watch people
Makes me
get
feel
rejected in
alive.
public. Picture right up.
At least I'm not that guy. It does.
Sucks to be you, bro. Should have had the conversation, you idiot.
Now you know how I get through my days. That's
It's
my
okay, I watch car
secret.
crash videos.
I have a long list of
I
videos
like
of people
watching
I'm happy I'm
parkour
not.
fail videos.
It's okay. All right. So I'm gonna.
Stop
Where they
it.
crush their nuts.
That's
It's
good.
better than car crashing videos. Sarah.
you moved on from
No,
those
Sarah
videos.
said that she liked watching car crash videos. I think parkour fails are not quite as bad as car crashes.
Oh,
not.
No,
Lord.
we're not. Well, it's
Parkour
fine.
fails
No.
are pretty spectacular.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
So the wheel.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm
so
gonna-
Kitty's up or Aaron's up?
Woo!
I'm gonna
I
spin
don't
the
care.
wheel.
It doesn't matter. Sure, I'll go.
Oh yeah,
next.
who's up? Kitty, you want
It's
to go
spinning,
next?
so I guess you are.
We'll see what it is.
God, I hope Kitty gets a.
No. What is it?
Second chance romance.
Oh. Okay.
Second
wait,
chance romance.
Remember, you can pass. You can pass if you want.
Do you? We
Yeah,
said
I
one
wanna
respin if you
respin.
want to respin.
God, I hope she gets age gap.
I-
All
Ivy.
right. Oh, went right by it.
What?
Oh, this is a good.
Oh. Okay.
It is too
Okay.
too dumb to live. Female main character constantly in peril due
This is
to
a good one
being
for Kitty.
a moron.
I'm excited.
All right, and on your marks, get set.
Okay,
Go.
so women historically have been not treated well by men, period. Forever. This has been the way of things. And I see absolutely no reason for men specifically to write women into their specifically fantasy books that can't do anything for themselves. It is probably one of the most annoying things. Honestly, I could probably talk about Robert Jordan right now for like an hour. He did write women that were okay, but like, can we just let women be stabby and be strong and have brains? Like, especially have brains. Like, we do not need to be saved by Prince Charming. What is the one movie where all the princes are really dumb? Into the Woods? Is that the one where the princes are really stupid? Yeah. Can every fantasy book just be like that? Thank you, because women deserve everything, and you know what? We're a lot smarter, stronger, faster, better than men would like to let us make us out to be. So, yep, no more stupid women. Thank you. That's all. That's all I got.
I really thought you were gonna go like the full two.
Yep.
If this was a prepared speech, it would have been more.
I think it's just
It
so
is.
overplayed.
Honestly, I really should have brought up Feyre. Like, fucking Feyre. Like, especially before she turns. Dear Lord. Like, all I can do is paint.
Sounds like you're
All I
bringing
can
it
do
up
is
right now.
paint in my little room. I'm a terrible painter. I don't know how to read. Nobody ever taught me how to read. I don't know how to do anything.
Has anyone ever seen? Have you ever seen the thing that's like? I imagine
The
Farron's drawings
Yes.
as like a kid's
Yes.
finger painting.
I mean, that's how she describes herself. Like, which, okay, and this is what baffles me.
Oh my, yeah, no, I just hate the constant where you get like and then she tripped and then she fell and she
Yeah.
keeps bumping her arms and her bones are made of glass and her skin is made of paper. But she's so strong. Now I'm just yelling about
Chocolate.
Fourth Wing. But she's so strong inside, but also she breaks. She sounds like the old lady from the old guy from SpongeBob with my bones are made of glass. My skin is made of paper.
Yeah, that's the guy that
I'm
wants
gonna
chocolate.
die. That's what she sounds like.
Chocolate.
I don't want it.
Yeah. Mhm. Or just like women not
So let's
being...
let women be smart.
Yeah, let's let women be smart. And can we please let women be like emotionally mature? Like not the quote unquote emotional or like quote unquote, like I don't like using this word, but like crazy, because that's how women are written. Even in fantasy, and especially by men. Like, that's my biggest problem with Robert Jordan, like, who wrote The Wheel of Time, which is 14 books long, and they're all, like, 600 pages plus. And there's, like, 50 female characters in these books. And, like, how he writes them interacting with men drives
It's
me
it's
up
supposed to
the
be one of the
wall.
big.
Like,
It's supposed
this
to be up
book
there with Lord of the
series
It's a
is
heavy
hailed
hitter
as,
as like,
for
no,
as far
don't.
as like
I
staples of
wasted so much
fantasy.
time.
I'm going to.
It is supposed... Yes. It is like... Yeah. Staples of fantasy of the genre. And it, in my humble opinion, no. Does not... No. Like, the
Was
way that he
she
writes women
also
infuriates me. And his
dumb?
wife was his editor.
Was she dumb?
And I'm like, how did you allow this man that you were married to? Like, they're so misogynistic. And, like, he did write some strong women, but they were also just, like, written to be, like, over the top and so emotional, and, oh, they're always crying, and, oh, this one is pregnant, and, oh, and it's just, like, can we not? Like, she's the fucking queen of the world.
tangent.
Like, just let her be the queen of the world and strong, and it's fine. Like...
Someone posted a TikTok saying that Robert Jordan and Sarah J. Maas are actually complete opposites of each other. Whereas Robert Jordan can like
Yep.
have like massive world building and have like really great like immersive books. He can't write women
No,
for
he
shit.
really can't.
But Sarah J. Maas, she can write
Yeah.
women. But her books are also like, Feyre did this, then this happened.
Yes.
Oh, did you know that there's flowers outside?
I will say that Throne of Glass is much better than
I think she
ACOTAR
caught
in
the
that sense, in the
popularity
world
bug.
building. Like, she does a much better job. Crescent City, she goes
Yeah.
way overboard, and we get the info dump. Yeah, she definitely did. Yeah. But Throne of Glass was
I love that
very
series.
much more all about the plot, and
I
so you
love
got a lot
that
more about
series.
that than ACOTAR,
Yes,
which is
that's like-
definitely
it's-
character
I
focused.
know ACOTAR is every
What, Throne of Glass?
every book talk girly's dream
It's
right
so
now,
good.
but Throne of Glass is actually I think is
Mhm.
Throne of Glass is actual literature. If I had to actually like call it something.
Throne of Glass. Yeah. That's so good.
Yes.
I think about it all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
That and Noah's Ark apparently.
Is it your Roman Empire?
Probably. Yeah. Like, I think about Manon
It's
all
true.
the time.
All right.
Shadow
You ready
Mommy
to try to
all the
prepare
time.
for me to spin the wheel?
Yeah.
Yep.
Shadow
We'll see
Mommy.
how this I'm not even gonna try to. Not even gonna share the screen.
Spin wheel.
Oh
Because
my
I don't know if
gosh.
it's gonna break.
Yes.
2 minutes, Aaron. You have 2 minutes.
It is
I don't
spinning
think anyone's ready.
still.
Yeah, don't do it.
Oh, good. All right. I
have a
got
good thing on
wedding
the floor.
fever, runaway brides, and canceled weddings. I have a lot of strong feelings about this.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Oh my
need the cat
gosh.
timer. All right, and on my mark,
You
get
have 2
set,
minutes, Aaron.
go. So much as we were already talking about, weddings should be a joint decision. And when you get up to the point of which you are about to be married, there's no way you're having that sudden realization in real life that you shouldn't be marrying that person. There is so much that gets caught up into wedding planning, and I definitely understand it. But the idea that you're in the place of like, oh, your new mother-in-law is controlling every single thing. There's going to be sheiks. There's going to be kings at your wedding, X, Y, and Z. Or I'm going to run away from my wedding and try to run away from all my problems. My God, listen, girlfriend, you got mental issues. There are commitment issues. If you can't actually get off of your own fence when you don't know if you should or should not be with someone at the altar, it just makes the female character look so much weaker in all of their arguments or anything they try to do later on in the book. The fact that, like, I understand a lot of when we get these runaway brides, X, Y, and Z, there's definitely a background of money that comes into it. You have just wasted everyone's time, money, food, resources. Like, you've embarrassed so many people. Like, it just, the idea of building it up to this wedding fever that is in a lot of these books, especially when like they run away with the best man or X, Y, and Z, or like the caterer. No one likes that. You look like, I respect women, let me be clear, but you look like a fucking floozy. I cannot with the wedding disasters. Like, this should be a joint decision, and if you don't feel strongly in your decisions to get to the altar, what the fuck are you doing? Like, it shouldn't be a surprise that you're married. It shouldn't be a surprise that you're engaged. And God forbid it's a surprise that you are about to be pregnant or whatever it is at the end of the time. Fuck wedding fever. I fucking hate it. And that is 1 second left and I'm done. I am.
I'm sorry. Floozy, Aaron,
Yeah,
are you
I
80?
just really
Yes,
don't like
she
this.
is.
I don't
She is. Definitely.
Ooh.
What about what about in situations where the person you are
So are we talking about-
marrying is actually an abusive
Yeah,
asshole?
so I mean, if we're talking in the realm of like mafia books,
Then you shouldn't have gotten to the
like
wedding
there's,
in the
I
first
know,
place.
especially in mafia
Then we support
books,
running away.
or like organized crime family books,
Oh.
there is no decision. It's just like there was a little bit of a decision. Usually it's like they end up loving the person they're forced to marry. It's just like you get that frantic. It's like the opposite of the bridezilla. She's like, I don't really care what's happening. I don't really care about my flowers. I don't really care about the cake. It's definitely my own, still bleeding into 2 years from when I got married. Like, I just don't care for that in a book. I just don't. I didn't like it before I got married. I don't think I'm going to like it now after. It just, I don't like it. I don't like a runaway bride. I don't. At all. And I know one of the most popular books
Yeah.
has a runaway bride.
That's fair.
I know. I'm fully aware.
I think with the mafia.
I'm fully aware.
I was gonna say, not to bring it up again. We've already talked enough about said books on this podcast today.
That just
but
really gives me the
I know.
frustration on there. Was there, now, I sent everyone the list. Is there
Yeah.
anything that you
Yeah.
think should have been on the list? Or do you think if there's any like major red flags from the list? Because I think one we didn't get, granted it's a by chance,
I'm gonna go back and look at it.
virginity as a topic and perceived value.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a
Yep.
big. In the year of our
Nope.
Lord 2024, virginity.
Granted,
is
it's your
not
own personal decision, but it is
value.
also, I'm going to be like really fucking realistic, at least from those who have female anatomy. It is a very thin piece of skin that can get broken by a bicycle seat. It is your sense of worth. You get to define it. That's it.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the other one I was hoping to get was actually Third Act Breakup. And I actually don't have that much to say about it besides that if you write that into your book, I'm DNFing it when they break up. They're never getting back together because I'm DNFing it.
I feel like I have to read third act breakups because like I have this thing
Yep.
in me that like has to have the happily ever
Yep.
after, but they make me so mad. So mad. I just can't. I can't with them. There's like no point, especially now that everybody knows what a third act breakup is. Like it's not surprise. We're here to catch you off guard. Like we know what tropes are now in the year 2024. We don't need to use that one anymore. Like why are you trying to put us through emotional and possibly psychological damage over these fictional characters that we have fallen in love with? Like we already have enough internal and psychological damage in our own lives. Please do not inflict anything else on us. Thank you. It's just my opinion on the fact.
Yep.
IDK.
I would say the only other like rant I would have ranted about too would be the age gap. I love age gap, but I have stipulations for age gap.
Yeah.
In that both parties need to be above the age of around 25.
That was
when
another
they
one I
meet.
added to was
And
I
there
think
can't
it's just
be other
workplace
power
dynamics.
in play.
Power dynamics when it's the boss. It's just not fair.
Dynamics.
It's weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not.
And I say around the age 25 because that's when your brain fully develops.
Yeah.
So there needs to be a maturity level. Both people need to essentially have their shit together.
Mm-hmm.
That goes into the whole power dynamic play.
Yeah.
So
I've actually been.
because we can't have a
to bring up the same
what
book
was
that
it?
we-
What was the one we
Yeah.
read for Thanksgiving?
The
When
groomer.
He
This one.
was like, yes, and he knew her when she was a teenager. That was not okay, and she was still a teenager because she was like 19. That was not okay, and power dynamic was off because she was still in college and didn't have an income. So like that's not okay. So, and she wasn't even like of legal drinking age, so gross. I don't know. Even if she doesn't want to drink, she.
If you are a 500-year-old fae with 500 years of experience and knowledge, and then an 18-year-old human dumbass shows up, what do you talk about? What are your conversations about? Because your life experience doesn't match at all.
Right.
Well, let's
18
look
is
at
too
the
young.
facts.
What facts?
18's too young.
The facts.
How
What did they talk
is
about in the book?
Fae actually, right? The Fae, do they hold like a human job, or are they like full on fairy? Like
he's like a
doing
landlord.
fairy shit.
He's actually like a serf, like a no, the opposite of that.
I'm sorry, I will never live down your description of a very popular male main character being a fucking landlord. Kitty.
I mean, he's like, what else would you say that he is or that he does? He sits in his house all day.
Who are we
does
talking
nothing.
about?
What?
He broods.
Who are we
Okay,
talking
he's a
about?
broody landlord.
He proves.
He takes off his suit jacket. I'm gonna trigger.
He just like beats people
Are
up
you
for
talking about
fun.
tampon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not tampon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tampon.
Yeah,
Okay.
He takes lint
Yes,
off
Tampon's
his-
a landlord.
Yeah.
He is literally a lord
literally.
over a land.
Yeah.
So he's a landlord.
Yeah.
They don't talk about shit.
No.
He's
That's what I'm
boring.
saying.
So then
Like,
how
look
are
at
you
the
in
book.
love? Then how are you in love?
Did
They're
he ever
not.
really
See
say
his
that he was in
abs?
love with her? Question mark.
No.
No.
He was in love with her.
Well, she's
cooter.
in love with him.
Well,
He
that
She
was
thinks she
banged
is
her
because she's
one
18 and
time.
19
stupid.
and stupid.
Right, because she's
He
stupid,
didn't
yeah.
have to. He didn't have to be in love with her. These are all
She-
spoilers.
right.
Yep. These are all spoilers. We're now fully in spoiler land for ACOTAR. Just
Sorry.
firmly there. Sorry. I'm gonna
Well-
wave the flag. Here we are. But
If a book's been out for more than 2 years, there's
It's
no
fine.
such thing as
Yeah.
a spoiler. I'm sorry.
It's
That's
been out
true.
for like 12
Fine.
years. So get on board, people.
Silver Flames
no,
came
I
out in
just-
2021.
did it really?
But ACOTAR
Yeah.
came out in like 12 years ago.
Probably.
I remember.
Yeah.
I didn't read it
Oh.
then, but I remember.
Speaking of releases, I have one last little itch with. We're just gonna. I'm not saying this is a whole episode. We're just shitting on Sarah J. Maas. But the other thing I put on here, and it's directly
I saw
aimed
that
at-
one.
at Miss Moss,
Yeah.
is because now I'm seeing this more and more, and it's getting me really frustrated because I think this is more so an issue with the consumerism in needing to buy things and have 10 different colored Stanley cups that you have no room for
Ugh.
in whatever the fuck you're buying. But it is the retailer exclusive bonus scenes that people are writing in depending on from where you're buying them. That's like,
bullshit.
Like I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Like I am very fortunate that the scene I want to read in CC3 is the Walmart version.
Yes,
I
that's the one
am
I wanna
not
read
gonna
too.
Yeah, I want to read the Walmart version. Like I want that chapter, but
Yeah.
I don't want. I live in an apartment. I don't have the room nor the funds nor the will to order. What are there? 8 different chapters, 8 different books, 8 copies of the same book.
Something.
It's rude. Like, don't do that. That's a backhanded slap to your readers. I think to do
Yeah.
that shit. But
Not to
she's
mention-
I mean,
fully
like-
on it.
Yeah, I know it's Walmart, so like a lot of people have access to Walmart, but depending on the retailer, not everybody has access to that retailer.
Like Waterstones.
Yeah, not everybody
Yep.
has the money to get the extra copies, so now like
Yep.
you're reducing access, and you're supposed to like. I get the exclusivity thing, but like, it's just rude to your readers. It's rude to your fans.
Mhm.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah, it is a slap in the face, but like, it's like that is capitalism at its worst.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
Yep.
no, I don't care
Not
that it's even
great.
Walmart. I'll shop at Walmart. There's like I have to shop at Walmart because that's
Yep.
my grocery store. I live in the fucking country. Like, whatever. But like, to like retailer exclusive shit. If it was a limited time and then it expanded to all retailers, that would be different. But like,
Mm-hmm.
that happens all the time. But no, absolutely
It's
not.
not. That's
Yeah.
not the case. Like I don't know. We have a lot of. I think we're really fortunate where a lot of the reads we have right now are really awesome self-published indie authors. So we don't. Obviously, it's just going to be the heavy hitters doing that. To our indie authors who may be listening, keep doing what you're doing. You're making your readers really, really happy. But we're just entering this age where like the rest of the consumerism is starting to leach in, and I'm like, no,
Uh-huh.
please don't. No.
Support your indie authors.
Please.
Yes. I know we love indie authors so much.
Yeah, we really do. And speaking of indie authors, now that we're nearing the end, the podcast is trying to do more arcs. We are all kind of together. We have a mini within our own Discord. We have a little channel now where when we're seeing arcs, if you like what we've talked about, or you think there is a book one of the 6 of us would like to read, please send us a message. We are really, really excited to help indie authors any way we can by reading books. The first person who reached out to us was Ash Raven, and a lot of us really loved the Queen of Pirate The Pirate Queen of
Pirate
Ruin. I
Queen
keep
of
saying
Ruin.
it wrong. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's Monday. It's okay.
It's Monday.
It
Yeah,
is
it's Monday
Monday.
for us. But yeah, we're trying to read arcs. So if you are an author or you know an arc coming up, give us a shout. Because we've got 6. Between the 6 of us, one of us is going to like it. You have a pretty
yeah.
solid shot between the odds of getting a solid review out of one person between the 6. One of us is going to like it. We're all fucked up in different flavors. I don't know what to say.
We really are. It's fine. It's
31
fine.
flavors of fucked up right here.
I know. I would definitely cry if I don't get Ash's next arc for the Shark Daddy book, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be on the list. I'm very much looking forward to that book.
I love this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's all we have. Like I said, we've mentioned in other episodes, we're no longer going to do counting 2 different ways. We're only going up from here.
It was too confusing for us. So
Yes.
Yeah. We can't expect anyone to understand if we don't understand, you know?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Well, we
Yeah,
love you all for
okay.
listening. Thank you.
Yay.
Have a good
Yay.
weekend. Enjoy your Friday.
Yay.
Yay.
Bye.
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 Thank you so much for listening to the Feral Friday podcast. Join us every Friday for unhinged shenanigans, books, games, and more. You can find us on Instagram at Feral Friday Pod. Did you know we have a website? Visit us at www.feralfridaypod.com. Make sure to give us a like and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. If you'd like us to cover a particular book or series, please send us an email at bferal@feralfridaypod.com. Happy reading!
Real Friday.